Hey gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thank you for tuning back into my channel. In today's video, I will be going over all of my Paris Corner fragrances. So these are the fragrances that have remained in my collection. I have a total of 9 so far, and I also need your help. So I'll let you know exactly what I need help with at the end of this video. So if you're interested in seeing what these fragrances are, then please keep watching. Hey friend, welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited to get into these fragrances, and like I said, I need your help and I'll let you know why in a little bit. Every single one of the fragrances that I have here are fragrances that I love, and I'm super excited to share them with you. And before we jump in, I want to say thank you to those of you who clicked on that thumbnail and may be new here. On this channel, I talk luxury, I do review videos, I share my fragrance journey, and I also sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle in my monthly vlogs. So if any of those things interest you, then I would love to have you here. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop. All right, let's get into it. I have divided these fragrances up into 2 categories. The first category is warm weather and the second category is cool weather. We're going to start with my warm weather fragrances first. The first fragrance I have here is a viral fragrance, a crowd favorite, and for good reason. This is Hyer Pistachio, and this is a dupe of Kayali's Yum Pistachio. This is a very fun fragrance. When I smell this fragrance, it puts me in the mind of a carnival or a fair where there are sweet treats, there's deep fried dough with powdered sugar on top, there's cotton candy, lots of sugary sweet and colored and flavored drinks. This puts me in the mind of just fun times. This has marshmallow, it has candy. The prominent note here is pistachio. This dupe has a slightly soapy presence, but it is very similar to the original. I think the original is a little bit more creamy and a little bit more dense feeling. This one feels a little bit lighter because of that subtle soapy presence. I think it's a great dupe. It is a very close dupe, not 1-to-1, but super duper close. And you get a 3.4 fluid ounce 100 ml bottle for a very affordable price. This one is one that I absolutely love, and it is one of my faves. This is Hyer Pistachio. So this next one is another Kayali dupe. As a matter of fact, I think I have a few Kayali dupes here. So anywho, this one is another Kayali dupe. This is Hyer Fusion, and this is a dupe for Eden Sparkling Lychee 39. So if you're all familiar with Eden Sparkling Lychee, it's a fragrance that smells like a fruit salad, so lots of fruits. It's also very candied in that lychee has this sort of tart and juicy sweetness to it. A lot of people say they get like a fizziness in the original, and this one I feel like is very close to the original, except it lacks a little bit of that candy vibe, and it also lacks a fizziness. I don't get any fizziness in this one. This one also has a little bit more of a creamy dry down in my opinion, and so I feel like while this is not a 1-to-1, this is a very close dupe. It puts you in the realm of the same fragrance, and at least for me, I feel like this one was close enough to sell my OG. I actually just sold my Kayali Eden Sparkling Lychee 39 because I have this one, and this one works just fine. This one is beautiful. This one is definitely a very close dupe, and I felt like I didn't need the original. I'm trying to keep my collection small, and so I have to make executive decisions like this every now and again, and I kept this one in lieu of Eden Sparkling Lychee 39 because it's that close. So this is Hyer Fusion Lychee. So this next one I have been getting to know is fairly new to my collection. I received it as a gift, and it smells drastically different from when I first received it because it has been macerating for a few weeks now, maybe more. And this is Kissa Pink. While I don't think Kissa Pink is a dupe for any particular fragrance, I have heard people compare it to Yara, which by the way, I'm getting Yara very soon, and I'm excited to see how similar they are. I know that I probably will have to let Yara sit for a little bit before I can make a fair comparison, but I'm definitely getting Yara, and I'm definitely doing that comparison. Anywho, this one here is the color pink in a bottle. That's really how I would describe this. It's fruity, it's lactonic, it has a coconut, which I don't feel functions like a tropical note in this fragrance. I feel like it just adds a little bit more meatiness and nuance to this fragrance and gives it some flair and adds this lactonic vibe to this fragrance. This fragrance has floral notes and it feels very fresh at the mid, and then it dries down to something very soft and sugary sweet. And for me, that's the scent experience that I get with Kissa Pink. It's a very fruity, lactonic, yet fresh and sugary sweet fragrance. It's literally the color pink in a bottle. This is so fun and so girly, and it's a really nice gourmand for spring, and I will definitely be wearing this in the summer as well because, like I said, it does have this freshness at the mid. It's a fun scent similar to the previous two, except that this one has a lactonic and sugary sweet essence. So this is Kissa Pink, and it's one that I'm getting to know because at first I didn't understand it, but I'm getting it now. I'm getting the hype, and I'm getting why this has been viral. This next fragrance is a favorite of mine. This is one that I feel translates well to various types of occasions, and one that is also very, very fun, very lighthearted. And this one is Mango Punch. Mango Punch is a dupe for Wilhelm Perfumery's Mango Skin. I recently did a video discussing the similarities and differences between the two fragrances, so please go and watch that for more details. But just know that this is a really nice dupe for that fragrance. It's the lighter, brighter, more fun dupe of Mango Skin. Mango Punch is a favorite of mine because it has this citrusy opening. It's very bright and zesty. It's also very juicy. It feels very watery. It feels very sweet. It honestly feels like a really juicy cocktail on the hottest of days. That's what this feels like when I spray it on and I'm smelling it and just having that scent experience. It puts me in the mind of having a super juicy, like a sweet and fruity, juicy cocktail with loads of ice cubes on the hottest of days. I also really love the mango note in here. There's a pineapple note in this one, and I love the florals at the mid of this fragrance. Those are my favorite aspects of this fragrance. This is the perfect summertime scent because it is so refreshing. That refreshing aspect is why I love this one so much, and why I prefer it to Mango Skin. I've experienced Mango Skin and I honestly prefer this one to it. I think this one is so much more fun and perfect for this time of year. So for more details on this fragrance, feel free and go watch the video where there is a full-on comparison and review. So now we are about to get into the warm weather fragrances. The next one I have here is Kissa Delicious. This is a new fragrance by Paris Corner, and I have talked about this one. I did a little review of it. I will link the video here. This is one of those fragrances in my collection that I can just spray on whenever, however, for whatever occasion. It's also a wonderful layering fragrance because it is so light. So although this one is a gourmand, it has very edible smelling notes. It is a light and very close wearing gourmand. It's something that you could wear year round, honestly. And this is one you can pull off in the summer, especially on summer evenings. So for me, the more this sits, the more I pick up on a chocolate. But again, it's not a dark chocolate. And I know the dark chocolate is one of the notes, but this to me is more like a chocolate mousse. The longer this is sat and the more I sort of experience it, I am picking up a chocolate mousse. In one of the videos where I talked about this, I found the perfect image. And just imagine a chocolate mousse with an orange rind or an orange slice as sort of garnishment on top or on the side of the plate. That's what this feels like to me. And then imagine whipped cream put on top of that chocolate mousse. So this one is a very nice one, a very nice release from Paris Corner. It's one that you could wear year round, and it's one that isn't cloying or dense or heavy. So in my opinion, that makes it perfect for layering. So I have been layering this with Kyalie's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar for the ultimate, like, just fluffy and creamy and sugary sweet combination. So this is Kissa Delicious. So this next one I've done a full-on first impression and a full-on follow-up review of. I will link those videos somewhere in this one so that you can go back and watch and hear my complete thoughts on this fragrance. But this next one is one that I've been absolutely loving, and like I've stated earlier, I love all of these. They are so beautiful and special in their own way in my collection, and I'm happy happy to have them. I don't think I will be getting rid of any of these anytime soon. And this next one is definitely sticking around. This is Tasking Caramel Cascade. So I picked this one up because of the notes. When I saw this fragrance pop up on Aroma Concepts and I read those notes, I said, oh my goodness, this is a dupe of Bianco Latte. And then when I received it and I opened it up, I sort of sprayed it out as much as I could at the time. The first initial reaction that I had was that this is indeed a dupe for Bianco Latte. And now that this has sat and I have had time with this fragrance, to me, this is still a dupe for Bianco Latte, but this is the caramel version. So definitely not a one-to-one, but a very high up dupe. It does have that lactonic essence. It does have that honey and that tonka. The honey and the tonka notes are very present in this fragrance, just like they are in Bianco Latte. This one to me is a lighter and more caramel forward version of Bianco Latte. So if you want to get in the realm of that fragrance for a fraction of the cost, then this is a nice way to start to see if you actually like it. Now, hopefully you're not one of the ones that gets root beer from this fragrance. I've heard a lot of people say that they pick up root beer when they first spray this out. Fortunately for me, I did not get that. I still do not get that. And this has turned into a more caramel version of Bianco Latte to my nose. And because I have this dupe, I don't really feel like I need Bianco Latte at the moment. I'm really happy to just have this one in my collection. So this is Tasking Caramel Cascade. This next one is another Kylie dupe. This one is a dupe for Vanilla Royale Sugar Patchouli 64, I believe. And this one is December Vanilla. What I have been noticing about a lot of the dupes I've encountered thus far is that they are oftentimes lighter versions of the original, whether in scent or in performance. And December Vanilla is yet another one that can be described as a lighter version of the OG. This is a lighter version in terms of performance. So this one is not nearly as potent as the OG. I had the OG when it first came out and I thought the fragrance itself was absolutely beautiful. I still do think that, but it was so strong. That one is one fragrance from the house that if you've had a problem with performance from any of their other fragrances, you will love. That one is a standout performer. And this one has the exact same notes, but this one to me is more palatable, if you will. This one is more wearable. During the cooler months, I can pull this one off no matter where I'm going. So that's what I love about this one. This one is more wearable for me. What I love about this one is it has a beautiful vanilla orchid in the opening. It has rum, and I really enjoy those notes. It also has that creme brulee at the mid. It has like a leather, but the leather I feel like is not like a harsh, dirty, rugged smelling leather. It's a note that adds maturity to this fragrance, and I quite enjoy it. And then this fragrance has a gorgeous brown sugar at the base. It has amber as well. So this is the most delectable, very dense, very rich and creamy creme brulee with a gorgeously sugared torched crust. It is absolutely delectable and sexy and just, this is everything. This one also has a rose note, which I feel like adds some femininity to this scent. And so to my nose, this is the most luxurious dessert at a very refined establishment. It's giving opulent, it's giving expensive, and it's giving exclusive. That's what this fragrance is giving. It's giving all of the above, and I'm here for it. I love it. This is so good, y'all. And this is, again, a fraction of the cost. It's also very wearable if you don't like very heavy scents, because for me, heavy scents can sometimes make my head hurt. And although I sometimes overspray, I did not overspray the original because I simply couldn't. Like literally 2 or 3 sprays was headache inducing for me with the OG. But with this one, I can wear this and really experience it without getting a headache. And that just makes enjoying the beautiful notes in here possible for me. So this is December Vanilla. This next one is said to be a dupe for Babycat by YSL. I will definitely be picking up a decant of YSL's Babycat very soon so that I can do a video where I compare the two, so please stay tuned for that. But this fragrance right here is gorgeous. And this fragrance is everything that I've heard people say about Babycat. This one opens up very spicy, but it's a black pepper type of spice. So it opens up with black pepper. I believe there's also pink pepper in here at the opening. So the opening is very peppery. And if the sound of that turns you off, you have to wait until this begins to dry down. And it does not take that long for that pepper to begin to dissipate. So this is one where you have to wait for it. This is one that you also have to let sit to fully experience it. While you can wear this right away, as with many of the Paris Corner fragrances, some of them you really have to give a little bit of time to in order to truly experience it, especially depending on when it was manufactured. So if you get a fresh bottle straight from the factory, maybe a couple of months old, you're going to have to let it sit at least for a couple of weeks before you can really make a true judgment. And this was one of those fragrances. I had to let it sit before I could truly make a judgment about it. And now the peppery opening dissipates a lot more quickly, and I get those really sweet, creamy, resinous, rich, deep, and sensual vibes from this fragrance. I think one of the differences between Rifakat and Babycat is that I think Babycat has either a suede or leather note. Let me know in the comments if that's the case. And this one does not. At least it's not listed in the notes, and I don't pick up on that either. So yes, this one is beautiful. It's very expensive smelling. This is like a special occasion type of scent. So maybe a gala, or going to see a play, or going to see a ballet. Something of the sort is where I think this would fit absolutely perfectly. But for me, I wore this a lot in the wintertime whenever I was going out, because I just was loving it so much, and I still am, and I cannot wait to start wearing this one again. This one is just so expensive smelling, and so you get the Babycat vibes at a fraction of the cost. I first heard of this fragrance from Paulina Shar here on YouTube, and she did not steer me wrong. This is one that I absolutely love. This is Rifakat by Paris Corner. The last one here is one that I purchased recently. I picked up a travel size of this fragrance from Frag Bar, fell in love, and I decided to upgrade to a full-size bottle. And this is Noix d'Arabie by Paris Corner. This is from Pandora Scents, but from my understanding, this is a Paris Corner line of fragrances. If you know differently, let me know in the comment section whether that is the case or not. But this is a fragrance that I purchased from Aroma Concepts. Aroma Concepts is a carrier of Paris Corner fragrances. And y'all, I am so happy with my purchase. I'm so glad I went ahead and picked up a full-size bottle. This fragrance is so good. This one is a dupe for Montal's Arabian's Tonka. And if you're wondering how close, I got you. I recently did a video where I compared the two fragrances, so please go and check that video out. But in my humble opinion, I think this is an amazing dupe. It's very close. This one is a little less intense, again, with that same theme here that a lot of the dupes are less intense versions a lot of times. So in my opinion, this one is less intense. It's less potent. It's not as beast mode as the OG. The OG is nuclear. It's so strong, like one spray is enough. One spray is literally enough, because if you do any more than 3 sprays, you might regret it with the OG. This one, you can spray and really enjoy the fragrance without being fearful of choking yourself out or choking out people around you. You can enjoy the fragrance. It's more wearable, but it still packs a punch when it comes to performance. So people are going to smell you. You're going to project for several hours, and this is long lasting as well. And this one is a little bit sweeter in my opinion. It's also a little bit more cozy. It has like a more sugary sweet vibe. So the aspects that I love about this fragrance are the rose and the oud. So this opens up with saffron and bergamot. In my opinion, saffron is a note that gives a very expensive characteristic to fragrances. So there is saffron in here, which gives this fragrance that expensive vibe. Then you have the rose mixing with the oud, and the rose and the oud kind of do this dance that creates this very soft and powdery effect. And then you get the sugary aspects at the base of this, the tonka, the amber, and the sugar. This is so good. Noix d'Arabie is a lot sweeter, a lot more cozy, and I think this one is a lot less masculine. One of you mentioned that Arabian's Tonka is a little bit more masculine, and I totally agree with that. This one is a lot less masculine, very unisex fragrance, and it's intoxicating. This reminds me of Rose Gourmand from Zara. If you have ever smelled that fragrance, it smells very similar to this one, except Rose Gourmand was very headache inducing for me. For some reason, I'm not getting that here. Noix d'Arabie is not headache inducing. It's very palatable, very wearable for me, and I absolutely love this fragrance. I would say that although Montal's fragrances are not very expensive, if you have not yet purchased Montal's Arabian's Tonka and you want to experience it and save a little bit of coins, this one is an amazing option in my opinion. In this video, I shared 9 of my Paris Corner fragrances with you. I need your help now in deciding what my 10th fragrance should be from this fragrance house. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. If you are still here, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for clicking on the thumbnail and watching the video in its entirety. If you enjoy fragrance content, I make quite a bit of it on this channel, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss another video. And before we part ways today, I just want to remind you to keep shining, keep letting your light shine, keep showing up as your true self, because there is absolutely no one like you. I will be over here doing the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye.